Appreciate that. All right. So today, I'm sure has you have learned or as it has been mentioned to you guys that today we're going to be talking more about the business side of the training. Um, so yeah, so today we talk more about the business side of the of this training, and what I'll be talking about today is about how to start and scale your business. Um, I wouldn't need to really do a lot of introduction again because I've been introduced already. So that will be next slide. I'll just skip it. So what is the content of the thing that I will be talking in today's session? Probably maybe I should do this. Uh, can you guys see my face? Let me know. Can you see my face?
Yes, sir, we can see your face.
Okay. I hope it's okay that way. I won't affect the bandwidth, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, so just to make it a little bit more engaging, that's why I'm showing my face. Okay, so these are the contents that we'll be talking about today. How to start a business scaling, and we'll do question and answer. Then we'll do some a little exercise. The exercise is basically what I'm going to be teaching today. So it's just one out of the concepts that I'll be teaching that you're going to put into practice. And then we have I'll take my bow from there. So like I said, I've been introduced already. I wouldn't have to get to introduce myself again. So the first thing is how to start a business in Nigeria. All right. So basically, entrepreneurship is, of course, an individual, okay, taking a bold move to, he sees an opportunity and then he decided to explore this opportunity. All right. Or you see a problem and then you decide to fix this problem with the intention of getting paid from fixing this problem. All right. So that is entrepreneurship. And this is not in any way a child's play. Okay, it's not something you can uh, just say you want to get into just like that. All right, it has to take a lot of thinking. It has to take a lot of effort. It has to take a lot of um, forward thinking, forward-looking thinking, all of that. A lot of planning, strategy. For you to be able to start a business with the intention of making profit and at the same time sustainable in the long run. So that is entrepreneurship generally. But then starting a business in Nigeria has another layer to that. All right, it has another layer to that because entrepreneurship in Nigeria, like most other African country, is not that easy. And why is that? The reason is because of the challenges that entrepreneurs go through in Nigeria. Uh, the major one that I would just point out is the inconsistency in policies. All right, we can see that in Africa, we really don't have policies that, that are sustainable, that helps people to plan for a long time. All right, so as an entrepreneur, you can just be, doing something today, and then tomorrow the government will still bring out a policy that will make that business irrelevant. And if you are not a forward-looking entrepreneur, you are not an entrepreneur that can think strategically, that might be the end of the business if you cannot iterate. Now, how many of you have heard about this business? I don't know if anybody knows this business before. You've heard or seen the logo, not heard, because I'm not sure. I've not mentioned the name. So yeah, you have seen this logo before, or you know about. Of course, it is a delivery business, right? Okay, I can see in chat box. Yes, okay, thank you. Go Kada. Now, Go Kada is a business that started as far back as 2017, 2018 or so. And then when this company started, it actually started as a company that people, you buy bike and then bring it into the business and, they use it for of transportation. But then there's a policy in Lagos State which bans the usage of Okada, okay, on probably major roads, and this affects this business significantly. Now, if this business owner is not resilient enough, okay, which is the point I'm trying to make about an entrepreneur or doing business in Nigeria or Africa in general, you have to be someone who is, number one, forward looking, number two, who is resilient. Okay, and of course, this is one of the mindset or one of the characteristics that an entrepreneur needs to have, and much so in Africa. All right. So because of the forward-looking thinking of this individual who is the owner of this business, and because he is resilient enough, he could pivot and iterate and then change from just riding bikes to then into a logistic business. So this is how this business survives. Okay, and this is the founder of the business. I put this video here for me to play it, but I won't play it now. Probably after my session, if we still have time, we can listen to what he has to say about the challenges he faced in 2019 when the riding of Okada was banned in Lagos, and then how he iterated. Okay. Yeah. So next is, like I said, I won't play. So in this case, if you want to be an entrepreneur anywhere in the world, whether Africa or anywhere, what are the things that you need to put in place to be an entrepreneur? So the first thing you need to do is to ask yourself these questions. Okay, ask yourself, creating a winning business idea, what does it take? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. Number one, you list out these three things. List out all the products or services that you are, number one, passionate about. Number two, you have the skill set to run. And number three, you are sure that there is a repeat business for this. It affects a lot of people, or a lot of people are in these shoes. All right. Because these three things, each one of them could stand alone to form a basis or the foundation for your business. But it's even more sweeter if you can, at the end of the day, right, find a business idea that has the element of these three, and then you focus on this middle point of these three things. So of course, you know what passion is. Passion is like something you love to do or something you hate to see. That's what passion is. And what I mean by skill set, of course, skill set is not only your skill set includes your knowledge, what you are knowledgeable about. It also includes your experience. Probably you have worked in a particular sector before, and then you know the in and out of what obtains or is obtainable in this sector. In that case, you can use your experience as a professional in that sector to start a business. For example, I've worked in different consulting firms. So I know how consulting runs, management consulting, how it runs. And then this is one of the reasons why I decided to start a consulting business, right? Because I know what is obtainable in the consulting field, right? So that's an example. And I know that people we always need consulting business for them. I mean, the consultants to help them in their business, start up in their business growth. You want to enter into new market, you want to launch a new product, whatever it is you want to do, you require someone to be alongside you to help you, push this idea and make it a reality. So it affects a lot of people, and then it's my passion. I love to teach, I love to impact knowledge, I love to help people, I love to solve problems of people. So this is a passion for me, and it's something that I have a skill set for. And at the same time, it's something that affects a lot of people. So I focus on that, and that is where the path of HCBD Consulting is from. All right. So this also will help you if you have not started your business and you are planning to start one. This is a framework you can use to help you to start your business. So this is the starting point. And then you go to the next one. Okay, is there a demand for this product? Now, the fact that this problem affects a lot or large number of people doesn't mean there is a demand for the product or the service. All right. What is a demand? Of course, in economics, we define demand as the amount of good or services that people are willing and able. All right. The first thing is that good and service, there is a product or the service already existing or good exists. as a result of, people need it. There's a problem it solves, the value it has to people. But then there are two other things. Are people willing to buy it? And are people able to pay for the goods? If people are not willing to buy it and people are not able to pay for it, then there is no demand. So starting a business in that kind of sector or in that kind of business unit, you are practically wasting your time. Okay, you will start, okay, and then probably be in existence for few weeks, few months, but you will not be able to scale that kind of business. So the way to scale a business is to start with a business that has demand in itself. And for example, a daily needs be demand. Okay, a daily need product, something that we will always want to, for example, a restaurant is something that everybody will want to patronize. Okay, you are selling, you have a bakery, everybody will want to eat, that kind of thing. All right, most especially if a bakery that, you are selling something, you even have a line of product that is unique to you. All right, for example, a line of products that is, say, it this section of people, they don't eat maybe bromate, or they don't eat this type of thing in bread, and then you don't have add that to your own bread. That kind of a business line will fly a lot because people are willing to buy it and they are willing to are able to pay for it. Then another thing is, who are my ideal customer? You need to ask this. All right, so there are demand for it, but who are the ideal customer? Because this will help you to know who to actually target. All right, so you know your ideal customer, and then how will this benefit my customer? What I'm selling, how does it benefit my customer? What is the value proposition of my product or service that I offer, or my offerings? All right, so you need to know this. And then again, what could I reasonably charge for this offering? All right, based on the services and the product that I'm offering to the market, what can I charge? And in this case, let me quickly say this. A lot of people say that if you want to charge a price on your good, you should just look at, after you have matched everything together, you have make the product, and then all the cost of the product, or the immediate cost or direct cost of the product. That's what I want to say. The direct cost of the product, after you have been able to sum up the direct cost of the product, then you should just add your own profit on top. Well, that's good. But if you are doing that, then it means that you are leaving money on the table. There are other things you need to add. For example, a lot of people, they might not add their own time. Okay, you use your time in designing this product. You use your time in making this product. But all what you are calculating as cost is the things you buy as raw material. How about your own labor input? Have you factored that in? What will you be paid if you work in somewhere per hour? Of course, at the minimum, at least if you're starting at the minimum. So all of that should be added and then be included in what you charge, which will reflect how much you make as profit. So don't leave money on the table by not including all relevant costs in your product when we want to sell your products. And then lastly, is there a sufficient demand for me to make profit? All right, so there's a difference between there's a demand and there's another thing, is that you have sufficient demand. Right, you can have demand, probably even if it is an intermittent demand. Demand comes once a while, not regularly. Of course, you will be able to sell. You know that when demand comes, you will be selling. Okay, you make profit, but it's not sustainable. It has to be something that is sufficient and at least consistent. If the demand is sufficient and is consistent, then you will be able to sustain that kind of business. All right. So then, how do you if you've been able to answer all these questions, the next thing is you should do a business plan. But for me, I would not talk about business plan today. All right. So I will just go into business mapping straight up. All right. So what is business mapping? Business mapping is somewhat like a business plan. The only thing is that you don't include probably all the aspect, all the things that you will include, the subtopic or the headings you have in the business plan, you don't have it in the business mapping. That's the only difference. The business mapping is just that, okay, you are going to this place and you are here. How do you get from this place, from here to this place? What do you need to do? What are the things you need to combine together to get to this place? And which road should take you to this place that you are going? would you go this way and then come this way, or you just want to jump from here to here? The business mapping is just to give you like a direction. Okay, like it's still like a business plan, but in this case, it's just like you have a map of where you're going to. You're living in Lagos, going to Abuja. All right, but you don't know exact place you're going in Abuja, and then you go to Google Map, you search the particular place you're going to. Okay, so you know the location of you're going to, and then if you this Google Map will still give you directions you can take. All right. Of course, if you're taking a flight, you know where to go to. Of course, you can take a flight directly to Abuja. All right. Or you can decide to elongate your journey. Probably there's something you can pick up from somewhere else. Say, for example, you want to go to Jos first, and then from Jos you come to Abuja because you have a business to do in Jos, and then probably you then take a road transportation or rail transportation from Jos to Abuja. For the most important thing is that if you want to get to Abuja, right? So this is what business mapping does for you. It gives you the different ways by which you can approach your goal. Okay, so you just need to have your targeted or desirable outcome. Then you are looking for which ways can I go for me to achieve my desirable outcome. That's what business mapping does. So this is the business mapping that we have in HCBD Consulting. All right. So, and of course, it's our like a marketing funnel for us. Okay, the way we do things. Of course, we know people have problems, and this problem can be in different ways. It could be a need for someone, it could be a pain point for someone, and it could be a desired or aspiration for someone. All right. So in this case, what we do is we put out our advert in addressing each of these things. For some people, it's a desire to be more, a desire to achieve their goal. For some people, it's a bottleneck facing in achieving their goal. They have started, but then there's a bottleneck they are experiencing that is not enabling them to achieve their goal. So we want to empower these people to be able to achieve this goal. So we put out the advert and then they come for whichever is a trade. Uh, to be able to empower you, all right, to be able to empower you to get your results. And then of course the program subscription. After that, you can do a subscription into a program, and then we have incubation, we have accelerator, or our resource center, and from there you do another subscription, which is then you become a partner. All right. So moreover, the important thing is that this is we are like our customer journey for us. Okay, so this is like the customer journey for us. And then if you become a partner, this is where you start from, and then you go this way. All right, you go this way all the way to diversity. All right. So then the next thing is the platform itself. So this is HCBD platform. I'm just sharing this with you to know when I say business mapping, what do I mean by business mapping? This is where we are going to, but we can approach it from different angles. All right. So we can decide to start from here, we can decide to start from here, or we can decide to start from here, irrespective. But at the end of the day, we are going into having a platform or a community where each people, I mean, if every individual can bring their strength, bring their skills, their knowledge, experience, bring it together, contribute, and then make a entrepreneurship ecosystem that is functional for everybody, and make life easier for everybody to achieve their goal. That's what HCBD Consulting does. All right. So creating an effective business model. The next thing you need to do after you do your business mapping, okay, is to choose a model. Okay. So what is the business model you want to use? Okay. The model you want to use will be depending on what you're doing. But most important thing, the key thing you need to consider in your business model is your key partners. Who are the people that are important to helping you to produce what you want to do, okay, or achieve the goal you want to achieve. For example, as a bakery shop, okay, your partner will be people selling flour, people who are selling probably the oven you want to use, something like that, or the other ingredients that you use, or probably you don't have a shop and then you decide to your display area is that you put your bread or your whatever it is that you are producing, you are putting it in probably a supermarket. So this supermarket to you is like a partner. So you need to have this kind of strategic partners that helps you bring your service to life or your products to life. Then the other thing is the key activities. The key activities are the things that you need to do to be able to achieve your goal, to be able to, that your business will deliver the value that you promise your client or your customer. All right. So all the things you need to do to bring your products to market are your key activities, and your value proposition is how you add value to your product or service at every touch point, at each of these activities that you do. How do you add value to your products? What are the values that are being added in point A, activity number 2, activity number 3? What are the values that are being added? All these things you need to know them, and then so that it will be easier for you to know your cost structure and then know your revenue cost structure so that you can know how to make profit. All right. So because the end goal of a business model is how you actually make profits. And then the next thing is which relationship are you trying to establish with your customer? Then how do you segment your customers? Do you have customers who only eat, for example, a whole wheat bread? The bread they like is whole wheat, or you have a customer that, okay, what they request from you only is cake, or you have some customer, what they request from you is small chops, stuff like that, or corporate customer, you have individual customer, you have a business as a customer, which is B2B or B2C. Those also are a way to segment your customer. The most important thing is that you segment your customer in a way that it's easier for you to, reach them, easier for you to serve them the way they want to be served, and easier for you to capture the value that they have to offer you. All right. So if you serve them with your product or service, then how are they going to pay you? It helps. Segmenting your customer also help you to with your pricing system. That's what that means. Then your key resources is what the things you use in producing your output, and channel is the way you get your output to your final customer. Of course, cost structure means that at every point of this business model, what are the cost implications for each of them? And this is your revenue stream. How do we make money at the end of the day? What do we charge? Do we charge our customer per unit, or am I going to be charging my customer per the value I had to them if you are doing a service? All right, so stuff like that. That's what your revenue streams entails. Then we move on to the next one, which is the legal structure. I won't spend so much time here because so this one is sole proprietorship. It means you are the only one in the business. The other one is you have partners. Okay, when you have partners and then you become a managing partner. So other people in the business, you are not the only one. Okay, other people might be contributing capital, or they are also contributing their time, or whatever it is they are contributing as partners. So these are partners. And then you have the limited liability company. This is LCC, when you incorporate a company. So this, I'm sure it's something you should be familiar with. And if not, of course, we are always here to help in whatever way to know which one is best for you. All right. So the next one is you need to do is that when you start making money, all right, we talk about business model already. When you start making money, I'm sure Miss Theodora, I talked about this already, all right? But I just need to reiterate it to you also. You need to set up a bank account for yourself, for your business, okay, such that you'll be able to separate your business finance from your personal finance. This is very important because it is the bedrock, okay, the foundation of scaling your business. If this is not in place, I mean, it's going to be one of the major challenges or bottleneck you'll be having in scaling your business. Right. So that's what I would like to say in that area. And then this part is what we'll talk about tomorrow, okay, which is marketing plans and branding. Right. So for marketing plan, what is included should be included in your marketing plan. You should have your business summary, your business initiatives. Okay, what are the things that you are doing? What are the offerings you are doing? What are the the plans you have? Do you plan to launch something new, or do you plan to you know, enlarge your market, or what else are you planning to do? These are your business initiative. Then the next one is your customer analysis. Like we said the other time, try as much as possible to segment your customer. So if you are able to segment them, then you know how to reach them. You'll be able to speak their language so that they can be reached and you can deliver your value to them and capture value from them. So customer analysis, and then you need to do a competitor analysis to know what your competitors are actually doing. Okay, if you don't know what your competitors are doing, then you might be doing something wrong, and then you don't know, right? But if you know what your competitors are doing, it will help you. It will inform you to know what to do next. All right, but of course, this should not be the only reason or the only way by which you determine what to do, right? But it should just be a part of the decision you are making. This should be part of it. Analyze your customers, you know what they are doing, so that that can give you a way to know what to do. And then you do your SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis. What is SWOT analysis? It's just you trying to know what is your strength, your weakness, the opportunities in your industry, and then what is the threat in your industry. So what is your strength? What do you do more? What do you do better than any other business? All right. So this could be what differentiates you as a business. And then your weakness will be things you need to work on. You know that, oh, as a business, we are not really good at this. So you don't play to this part, because if you are playing to this part, you have already exposed yourself to your competitors. All right. So they will win you because you know it's the weakness that you have. So if it is a weakness, then you are looking at how can we strengthen this while we are maximizing what we can do or we know how to do best. Right. Then the opportunity is that, okay, in the industry that I am, what are the things that could uh what are the things that could make that I can the opportunity that I could explore in this industry in say next year or in future, whatever time you need. And then the threat are what are the things that could affect my business today or in future. So if you do your SWOT analysis well, then you should have known, oh, okay, things might change in the future. For example, there might be an increase in tax, okay, and business tax. So if business tax increases, it's going to affect my profit. So what do I do? Do I launch a new product, or do I expand my market, something like that? So your SWOT analysis will reveal to you what could be the threat to your business in future. So that will be that about how to start a business. So if you then start your business, then how do you scale your business? So scaling your business is not the same thing as growing your business. Scaling businesses is your strategic and sustainable growth of your business so that your productivity and the revenue exceeds your cost. All right, your productivity and revenue exceed your cost. This is scalable or scalability. Growth is when revenue increases, productivity increases, and at the same time, your cost is increasing. All right. In fact, sometimes the cost of increasing your productivity and revenue is even more than the money you make. For example, I read something somewhere about GTB, that GTB to make 10 naira, okay, GTB only need to spend around probably two naira or 3 naira. That was early this year that I read that. All right. And that's why GTB is one of the most profitable bank in the banking sector, right? If not the most profitable, right? So how much does it cost you to make 1 naira? All right. So if you're making 1 naira as profit, do you need to spend 0.8 kobo to make 1 naira? You know, something like that. So if you want to scale your business, then it means that you have to be efficient, your cost efficient. All right. It means that the amount you're spending to make profit is not increasing in proportion to the increase in profit. So if your profit increases 50%, then your cost should not increase 50% also. All right. If your cost is increasing 50% and your profit is increasing 50%, then it means that that business is not scalable. It's going to die very soon. Right. So what you need to do is to be cost effective. And with that, that's what we refer to as business scaling, or scaling your business. So like I mentioned, is a way to you just efficient process, strategic and efficient process of increasing business growth without a proportionate increase in your cost or your resources. And this implies that it has to be planned and tactical in your distribution of resources to satisfy the expanding market need. All right. So the major word here, or the key word, is being to plan that, and then you have to be tactical in distributing your resources. You're not just distributing your resources or expending your resources to make profit or make revenue. All right. If you want to make your revenue or increase your revenue, your cost is a bit lower compared to the revenue or the increase in revenue you are gaining, or the increase in profit that you are gaining. Then the difference between scaling your business and growing your business. So I have this for you. So this is business growth, and this is scalability or scaling your business. So growth means that you are increasing revenue, your customer base, and output over time. But in scaling your business, you are increasing your revenue without increasing your costs or increasing the amount of resources you expend in increasing your revenue. Then the other one is that you're focusing on manageable progresses achieved by increasing, hiring new employee, opening more new branches, and then launching new products. But for scalability, it focuses on achieving the sustainable growth without a raise in operational input. All right. So you are not your operations, the money you spend, or the cost of operation is not increasing with your growth. You are growing, but the cost of growing is not increasing as much as your growth rate, something like that. All right. So it is less risky as it allows business to adopt to change organically. But this is a bit risky because if something goes wrong, okay, if you don't plan it well, if something goes wrong, it could be a bit fatal, like it could be much more risky. All right. So this is why you need to plan your business scalability very well so that you don't fall into challenges later when later in the future. Everything is planned, and you're achieving that strategically. You're taking steps strategically, not just taking plan to grow your business. And then as you're growing, you are not watching a part of your cost. Yeah, before you know it, you can realize that, oh, this cost has grown so much, even though our profit has grown this much. Like okay, we are as a business, in last month we made 500,000. Yes, very good. How much did you spend to make the 500,000? All right, how much did you spend to make the 500,000? If you're spending 300,000, if you're spending 400,000 or 450,000, then you should know that that is not a scalable business. All right, you are not making enough profits. So why is it that it's important for a business to scale? All right, irrespective of what you are doing, okay, whether you're a professional or a new business or a freelancer, what it is that is important about scaling your business. If you scale your business, it's going to increase your revenue, all right, because it's going to expand your operation, okay, and then you reach a larger number of customers, and then that helps you generate more revenue. And at the same time, it helps you to be cost efficient. Like I mentioned before, if you're scaling your business, then it means that your cost is not increasing as much as your profit or revenue is increasing. So you'll be cost efficient, and then it enhances your overall productivity. Then it helps you to also negotiate better with supplier, because of course scalable in business means that you have to do some negotiation. For example, someone is supplying you, let's say as a, say as a tailor, all right, you sew clothes for people, and where you buy your fabrics, the fabrics that you use is you can renegotiate with this person that, oh, okay, I have been buying from you for a long period of time. What if I buy this one at this rate, lower than what I usually buy it? Okay, this fabric, I want to buy it lower than what I usually buy it because I've been buying more lately. All right. So you can renegotiate, get a discount for yourself, something like that. So that helps you to negotiate better because you are more focusing on scalability, which is cost efficiency. Another thing would be to optimize your resources. Optimizing your resources means you are getting more out of your resources than what you should have gotten on a normal day. All right. So optimizing resources is the next benefit of scalability, which is efficiently utilizing its resources. All right. When we say efficient, it means that of course, still you're getting results with minimal effort. That's what it means that by optimizing your resources. For example, as a if you want to scale your business as a tailor, like I mentioned before, you don't necessarily have to, you know, for example, say you want to increase, you are already in Abuja, and then you want to increase your business to the southwest. And the first thing you're thinking about is, okay, I need to rent a shop. No, you don't necessarily need to rent a shop. You can optimize your resources. For example, reach out to the tailors in Southwest. Oh, okay, I have this design. Okay, and then probably compare whatever it is that you guys have. Of course, it has to be for a businessman, whatever deal you are bringing to a businessman, the question on the mind of a business person is, what is the need for me? All right. So if you are saying, I want to form a partnership with you, for example, I don't want to rent a shop. I want to be operating from your inside your shop. All right. Because this is one of the way you can reduce your cost while increasing your profit. All right. So I want to be operating from inside your shop. Then the next question is going to ask you is that, what is the need for me? All right. What do I gain from that? And of course, you negotiate the deal, whatever it is that you want to give this person. Oh, okay, for everything I'm selling, you have this share of the profit. As long as, of course, and if I use your materials, I mean the machine and your shop to, do whatever it is that I want to do, okay, then I pay you for that. And whatever, or let us co-design, let's do a let's co-design a let's yeah, do a design together. All right. So if we do this design together, I'm not paying you for using your equipment. I'm only paying you when we sell, because this is a co-design. Okay, so we design this together. So as long as what we design together, we sell a product or a piece of it, then you have your own share of it. I have my own share of it. All right. So you have increased your profit, but you have not increased how much you're spending on cost. So something like that. This is how you optimize your resources. Another way is to increase your competitive advantage. When you scale, it increases your competitive advantage as it helps you stay ahead by providing essential resources and flexibility to stay competitive in your industry. So scaling your business helps you stay competitive in your industry. So how do you scale your business fast? So I have 10 points for you to know how to scale your business fast. These 10 points, okay, I won't go in depth into them, all right, because most of them you know already. For example, you need to set a clear goals. So how do you set clear goal? Of course, we know what SMART acronyms mean. SMART means it must be, S means it must be the S in SMART means that it must be something that is specific, right? Specific. M means that it must be measurable. The A there means it's achievable. The R there means it's realistic. And the T means that it's time bound. All right. So this is a clear objective. A clear objective is something that has these 5 elements in them. Is it measurable? Is it something that is specific? Is specific enough that when you hit the target, you know you have hit it. Not that you I want to, I want to increase my profit. Yes, we know you want to increase your profit by how much, with what percent. Okay, so but if you say I want to increase my profit next month by 5%, by 10%. Okay, so we know what you are aiming for: 10% increase in revenue or 10% increase in profit, something like that. That is specific enough. So that's the goal. Then mastering your operations. You need to master your operation. Okay, first, if you have not mastered your operation as a business entity, then if you're scaling, then it means you're scaling too fast. Okay, because these are some challenges that people have in scaling. They scale too fast. Okay, they have not mastered their processes, and then they still want to scale. If you do this, it's going to backfire at the end of the day. And this is what it means that when I said that scaling your business can be very detrimental if it is not done right. So timing must be right. The timing of scaling must be right. You must master your product very, very well. You must master your value chain very well before you can then say that you want to scale your business. If you don't do all of this, the foundation work before you scale your business, you are going to end up with nothing at the end of the day. So the next thing is to invest in technology. All right, irrespective of what you are doing today, okay, you can always see a technology that can advance or aid your productivity. All right, that can aid the way you do things, that can simplify the way you do things. We get there when we talk about how you can scale your business. Then the next thing is, of course, you need to build a team. All right, there is no way you can do this thing on your own. Okay, John C. Maxwell says one is too insignificant, okay, to achieve greatness. One is too insignificant to achieve a greatness. You are too small a number. All right, you are too small as an individual to achieve scalability. So if you want to scale your business, then it means that you want to employ more hands. All right, you are employing more hands, but the way you are employing more hands is not that you are just increasing your overhead. You are employing more hands by optimizing your resources. So you still need to employ more hands. Then you need to expand your market reach, expand where you reach as a market. And the next thing is that you need to address your customers' feedback. Customer, they say, is always right, and customer is what actually keeps a business in business. Okay, if what you're doing is not focused on customer, if you look at any successful business today, they will tell you that at the center of whatever we do is our customer, and this also has to be your own mantra. Okay, it has to be something you recite to yourself over and over again. This is all about the customer. Okay, so whatever your customer are pointing out to you, you should try as much as possible to, put it into consideration, even if you're not going to do anything about it at the end of the day. But at least let know that you consider it, and you're not putting it into action, okay, because of a, probably a genuine reason, right? But irrespective, make sure that you always accommodate your customer feedback and consider your customer feedback. Very important. Then the next one is that expand your partnership, like I've mentioned. One is too small a number to achieve greatness. Building your team also still need partners, okay? Your internal partner, you need to build them, or your internal team, and then your external team also. There are some things you might need to outsource. There are some things you might need to do with other businesses. All right. So this will be your partner. And then you need to nurture your customer relationship. Okay. Not only listening to them about what they say, of course, okay, you need to also look for ways in which to satisfy them. All right. Everything is about customer satisfaction and customer experience. All right. So you're not only focusing on your customer satisfaction, you're also focusing on their experience. Of course, both they affect one another, right? These two affect you one another. If customers are satisfied, then their experience will get better, and if their experience gets better, they will be satisfied. And also, you need to monitor their journey. Your customer journey needs to be monitored. You need to know, what are my customers doing? How did they make their purchase decision? When did they actually buy from me? When they buy from me, which product are they really buying in this aspect? You need to know, oh, okay, my target customer, how do they make their money? Something like that. All of these things you need to consider to help you to nurture your customer better. And then you need to benchmark, and then your strategy, you need to focus on that. Your benchmarking is that, okay, for example, I said you want to increase your income by 10%, okay, or your revenue by 10%. What gives you this? How did you come about this 10% of increasing your revenue? Do you have a standard you look at? Oh, okay, last month we made this so amount. So this is the reason why I'm saying that you can make 10% more this month. Something like that. So this is benchmarking. You need to have like a standard or a goal, or something that you are benchmarking your goal with, or benchmarking your operation with, such that it helps you to get better every day. The most important thing is that you want to get better at every point in time, at your operations, at your profit, at your everything you are doing. And as individual also, you are benchmarking yourself against the standard, whether the industry standard or your past achievements. All right. So you just make sure you benchmark, and then your strategy, when you benchmark also, you should have strategy in achieving your goals. Then optimizing your conversion rate. So conversion rate is how customer make their decision. How long does it take you to convert a prospect to a buying customer. That is your conversion rate. All right. So let's move on. Then what are the different model of business scaling? So for business scaling, we have the horizontal, we have the vertical scaling, we have the geographical, and then we have the digital scaling. So these are the four types of scaling that we have. To explain this, I will give you this example. So we have this guy, his name is Chris. Okay, Chris has a small baking, is a small bakery owner, and he has gained his customer loyalty in his neighborhood because of his handcrafted bread. Now, he wants to scale his business. Now, remember, the statement says that he has gained customer loyalty, meaning that he has been able to achieve this part. He has mastered his operation, because this is very important. If you have not mastered your operation, there is no way you can achieve customer loyalty. All right. So this guy has achieved customer loyalty. The customer knows him already. Okay. The customer know him already as someone who can deliver in this aspect. They like his bread, you know, or they like the cake he produced, the small chop, whatever it is that he does, they like it. Then the bakery introduces new cake and pastry. So introducing new cake and pastry, it is called the horizontal scalability or scaling. Then introducing new advanced technology to improve the products, meaning vertical scaling. So this is vertical scaling because you introduce something else into your business to help you scale your business. Why horizontal scaling is you do something in parallel to what you have been doing before. All right, you do something in parallel to what you have been doing before. Vertical means you introduce something from the outside to help you, scale your business. And then you have the geographical scaling, which is, of course, you open new shop, or like I mentioned, extend from a region to another region. And then lastly is the digital scalability, whereby you then decide to strengthen your online presence. Okay, before you only sell to the people around you. Okay, and how you've been growing your business is based on repeat business and word of mouth. All right. So of course, this is the primary way by which we grow business. All right. Repeat business and word of mouth. And what brings this back, or what leads to repeat business, whereby you serve a customer today and then the customer is able to come back to you. That's repeat business. And of course, word of mouth. You serve a customer and the customer is satisfied, and then he decides to talk about you to someone else. All right. This is word of mouth. These two, okay, is brought about by satisfying your customer. If your customer are not satisfied, they would not come back to you. All right. If the way you, what you do for them, they are not satisfied with it. So as a business person, you should always care about your customer satisfaction. Anyway, so that is a way to grow your business. But if you want to then scale your business, then you can decide to introduce digital scaling, whereby you then try to strengthen your online presence. All right. Strengthening your online presence means that you can now reach out to, people who are not in your neighborhood. All right. Because it says the people where it gains the loyalty is his neighborhood, the loyalty of the customer in his neighborhood. So he needs other customer outside of his neighborhood. Then he decides to do digital scaling. All right. So here we can see that scaling is not, in this context, is not only about increasing products. It goes beyond that, increasing products to, vertical interpretation and vertical scaling, geographical scaling, and then digital scaling. So these are the ways by which you scale your output. So this is just more explanation about the approach Chris uses in scaling his business. So let's move on. Now, this is one of the major things I want you to go away with here today. So if you want to scale your business, I want to focus on this 3x3 matrix, which is about the area of focus and then innovation. First, what is innovation? Innovation is simply a way of doing something cheaper, faster, and better. In simplest terms, that is what innovation is. Now, if you want to scale your business, okay, if you want to grow your business, let me put it this way. Growing your business means you either focus on innovation alone, okay, or you focus on each of these area of your business alone. And it is not that you are focusing on all the three at the same time. It is that you are focusing on one after the other. First, you decide, for example, decide to be okay, you have a product already, and then you decide to go cheaper, okay, on this product, or you decide to produce a product faster, or you decide to produce a product better. All right, that is growth. All right, this is the way to grow your business. But what if you decide to do a product and then you combine these three elements at the same time? You produce cheaper, you produce faster, and you produce it better. All right, it's cheaper, it's faster, and it's better at the same time. All right, so this already gives you an edge over your competitor. It must increase your revenue, increase your profit, and at the same time reduce your cost. All right, so this is the way by which you scale your business. Don't focus just only on being cheap. Don't focus only on just being fast. Okay, you want to deliver fast. For example, someone order from you. For example, maybe you make soups. Okay, what you do is that you cook for people. Okay, you are not running a restaurant from the normal way people run restaurants. You know, the restaurants you run is basically targeting busy people, working class people. All right. So what they do is that they place order place order for food or for soup. Then you can decide that, oh, the product I'm doing, I want to make it faster. Okay, if they order it today in 24 hours, I want to deliver to them. That could be the way by which grow your business. So, and people know you for, oh, okay, don't worry. Yeah, oh, I know that, okay, you have something to do tomorrow. You have an event to do tomorrow. And the caterers they are saying, they say that, no, we can't handle your order because it's coming a bit late or something. But because of your own robust and efficient way of handling things, okay, you have designed a system such that you are able to, even if yeah, even if order comes a night before, the most important thing is that you deliver within 24 hours. So that is faster. Then what if not only faster now, you're actually also doing it even much more better. All right. So this way is the way to grow your business. So this is based on Chris's example, the Chris's case study that we used the other time. So let's see, Chris is now focused on being its product being cheaper. So he uses cost-effective ingredients without compromising its quality. So this is one of the ways you can innovate. This is one of the way you can, improve, grow, and then scale your business. All right. So also another way, for example, your product is better means that you focus on high quality, unique offering, e.g., your customer flavor or design that stands out. Your design is always unique to you. Customers can't get this design somewhere else. Your ingenuity is very on the high level. That when people patronizes you, they always say, "Oh, where did they get this thing from?" They will even be asking them, for example, you're a tailor, the clothes you sew looks so fitted, so great that people don't even know if it's an imported or whatever, something like that. So this is how you can innovate. And another thing I would like to mention here, I've only focused on products. Okay. Another thing I would like to mention here is that as a first-time entrepreneur, or how do we know that you're a first-time entrepreneur? The way that we know that you are a newbie, not maybe first-time entrepreneur, okay, that you are new to business. Okay, how do we know that you are new to business? Is that you always talk about your product. You are so fascinated with your product such that my product is this, my product is that, yeah, product is yes, very well, very good, and that is not bad. All right, you should be proud of your product. You should be able to talk about your product anywhere at any point in time. But that's not all there is to business. All right, your product is great, but if you only give your products, we've seen great products, okay, that at the end of the day the business did not fly, the business died, even though the product is great. So people don't only buy products. All right, people, I mean, people don't only buy product. Let me just put it that way. They buy more than products. Okay, they buy, of course, what the product does for them and stuff like that. And at the same way, uh, for a business to scale or the business to grow, you have to also focus on your distribution. And the next thing that an entrepreneur will want to focus on after product is distribution channel. All right. If you're not focusing on your products, probably you believe that your product is perfect. And then the next thing you keep talking about is distribution. All right, your distribution channel. And this is also the next thing you should focus on after you have been able to master and perfected your products. All right. And your product, perfect doesn't mean, okay, when I say perfect, I don't mean that it has to be perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. There is something, okay, someone said there is something he called, what is your definition of done? DOD. Definition of done means that the minimum viable product. All right. What is your minimum? But you don't have to add all the qualities in the world to your product for your product to be the one that will be selling, you know, at a in a particular area. All right. The most important thing is that get your product to solve a particular problem or get your product to do whatever it is that you promise your consumers or your clients that your product is going to or service is going to do for them. Get it to do it for them. Once your product is able to do this for them, you are okay. Okay. Any other thing you are adding to your product, okay, at that point, okay, to reach the level of perfection, what you need is good enough. If your product is good enough, okay, anything you are adding to your product after being good enough, you are not going to get any value for it. Okay, the customers are not willing. The willingness of your customer are not going to be increased. Okay, so that's why I always tell you the definition of done. What is your definition of done? Okay, meaning what is your minimum viable product? After you've achieved that, push your product out and then move on to the next thing, which is your distribution channel. All right. How do you distribute your goods to your customer? How do you get your good from point A to point B? You know, that's very important also, because if you don't get that right, okay, your distribution channel is not right, then you will be leaving money on the table. Your business will not be able to grow, and if your business is not growing, you will not eventually be able to scale your business. So your distribution channel is very important. For example, if you're looking at your cheaper and distribution channel, then it means that it has to be optimized. You have to optimize your delivery route and negotiate lower shipping costs with local courier. For example, someone orders for your good, you are based in Ibadan, and someone orders for your good in Abeokuta, something like that. How do you deliver it to this person? You have to look for a way to deliver it in a cheaper way. You have to look for a way to deliver it in a faster way, and you have to look for a way to enhance the delivery method, which makes it better. Then lastly is to focus on your value chain, right? The value chain. The value chain, like I mentioned, is your operations. The key activity, what do you need to do? How do you add value to your product from the state of raw materials to finished good? You know, if you are a service offering person, how do you add value, to people at the end of the day? What process do they need to go through? And then they will be able to come out and say, yes, I have achieved or received the value that I paid for coming, for example, to your seminar, for coming to your training, for coming to your whatever, something like that. This is what we refer to as value chain. This also is very important, and this is the best way to actually scale your business, right? If you really want to scale your business and you want to focus on one of these three, I will advise you to focus on your value chain, right? But the best way to be innovative, to be out of this world, is to focus on the three at the same time, okay? A touch of each, and at the same time, you are aiming to be cheaper, to be faster, and to be better, all right? If you can do this, all right, you can scale your business. I don't care what type of business you are in. I don't care which location you have picked. All right. Most importantly is that you are, number one, master your business. Okay, you have mastered your business. You've mastered the craft very well, and then you are ready to scale. If you know you are ready to scale, it's time to scale. Then implement any of these. We help you scale. Okay, but focusing on the three, on the horizontal and on the vertical, and then focusing on the three rows, this will help you to scale even much more better. All right. So this, like I said, is a very important part of this training. All right. So what are the key takeaways? the key takeaways is that you should learn to develop systems and structure that supports your business. Learn to develop systems and structures that supports your business at every single point in time. Think about systems and structure. Okay, don't do things in silo. Like your strategy for, your strategy in product is not affecting your strategy in value chain. It's not affecting your strategy in being cheaper, being better, being faster. Whatever you want to do, think about all of these three at the same time. All right. And the way to do this is to have a system, in place, have a structure in place that if you are taken out of your business today and someone comes in, the level of or the way by which the person will get things done there should be little or no discrepancy, okay, from what you will have done if you are the one who is doing or delivering this. And the only way you can achieve this is to have system and structures in place. And another thing is that if you want to scale your business, you also need system and structure. Now, I know that Miss Theodora will have talked to you guys about, increasing your source of income or channel of income as a business person. This is very important, most especially if you're just starting out in business. All right. It is advisable that you don't stick with a channel of income as an entrepreneur when you're starting out. All right. Um, for whatever reasons, it's always good that you have other ways by which you are making money so that you don't live off of the business alone. Because if you are living off of, like, of course, you say what I do, okay, is where a man work, that's where he chops. You don't do business like that. If you don't have a system, you will be prone to make that mistake. Like, you want to buy something for your home, and then you decide to dip your hands into your business finance to buy that thing for your house. Without a proper accountability system or structure, the business cannot scale like that. And you as an individual, and it won't also odd if you have incomes channel. For example, you take out of the profit of your business and you buy a stock of another business, all right, which is listed on the stock exchange, all right, and this is giving you a passive income. You're not doing anything, okay? It's not that you're trading stock. You're not trading stock. You just buy and hold. You buy the stock and hold, or you put your money in a mutual fund that yields a percentage for you. Of course, you're not putting what you're supposed to put in your business. Of course, your business should be your priority, but at the same time, you should have another source of income, another way by which you revitalizes yourself. Right? So this is very important. Look for ways, and that's what I want to emphasize in developing systems and structure. The next thing is to iterate. Iterate by introducing new pricing system, iterate by introducing new products, by introducing new payment system, by introducing work processes or tweaking your value chain. All right. So just make sure you do something different. Okay. Introduce something new. And as you are doing this, make sure you are collecting data. All right. This doesn't is you the way you are doing it, the feedback you are getting the data from it. All right. So it's always good for us to get data. And of course, this is not a culture that we have been able to build in Africa. All right. And this is one of the things that is affecting us in Africa. We don't care about data, and it's very important. All right. So we need to collect data for whatever it is that we are iterating. If you are changing something in your business, how does that affect your business? Okay, if you change, okay, for example, you change your, say, for example, you said you have two people working with you, and then what you want to tell them is that even as little as, okay, I want you to dress a certain way to fit the brand that we're trying to build. All right. So dressing this certain way, how does it affect your business? Do you pay attention to that month? What does it do? What does it do for your customer satisfaction? Do you have any customer that complains about, I don't like the way your people are dressing? Probably you are running a restaurant business like that, and then the people that are serving, the way you change the way they serve, to the people say, oh, okay, I noticed that you guys don't do this again. You are now doing this way, and I like it. all of that, that's a feedback that you need to pay attention to. So pay attention to the feedback you're getting as you change something. Oh, the pricing system. Oh, before, you can buy, if you buy two things, you need to pay in full. Today, okay, you can buy two things and then you pay us, and or you get a discount, something like that. And listen to what your customer are saying, then listen to the how many the increase in profit, or the how the profit respond, or how revenue respond. Most important thing is that collect data. But don't just collect data because you need to collect data. That's another thing. You need to collect the relevant data, and the relevant data are the things that actually affect the operations that you have just put in, or the iteration that you have just done. All right. They have direct effect. They have a direct effect on what you have just done. Okay. That's the necessary data that you need to collect. And after that, consolidate your work, or your into a practice. Okay. After building a system and a structure, consolidate it into a practice. And when I say consolidate into a practice, I'm not saying that should be it, and make it a tradition, right? It could be a culture, but also at the open. All right. Yeah. If you consolidate this system and structure by making it a practice or a culture, also be open if it is not working again. All right. The most important thing is that it's serving your business. It's helping you to grow your business. It's helping you to increase your business, grow your business, your sales, your whatever it is that you want to see increase, whatever it is that you want to see grow in your business, whatever practice system that you are putting in place, helping you to achieve this. If this is being done, then you need to preserve that as a culture, as a practice in your organization. And if this is not being achieved, if your desirable outcome is not being achieved by the system and the structure you put in place, abolish it. Tweak something else, change something. Business is about changing, it's about trial and error. And don't say, okay, what if it fails? Yes, success failure is part of success. All right. You have to fail to be able to succeed. Okay. Even though, of course, you need to know what the most important thing is that you are looking out for what actually succeed more than what fail. Okay. But we learn from both, but you're learning from what succeed is much more than what fail. Okay, you only learn what not to do, but you don't still know what to do if you fail. All right. So learn from both things. You learn know what to do, but at the same time, you should learn what work, because what work is what you can build on. You can't build on what fail. All right. Okay, like as such. Okay, you cannot really build on it. You can only build on what work. If you work well this time, then you can. Oh, okay. What can we do next to make it even work more better? But if it has not worked, then it has not worked. All right. So you have to change it again. But if you work, you can build on it. So that's that. And lastly, keep learning as an individual. Keep changing, keep learning, keep growing. As a person, okay, I appreciate the fact that you decide to come on this training. That's a way to show that you are open to knowledge, that you are teachable, that you want to grow your business, that you want to expand your business. Right. So this is very okay. Look for other ways to learn. In this day, time and age, I know, of course, light or and data might be a challenge for you to use YouTube, but at least you can read. Go online, Google how to read something. But if you have time, I recommend watching videos. Watching videos help you. I don't know, for me, it helps things sticks. What I learn to stick much more better when I watch video, right? So, but the most important is that you are learn and grow as a person, learn and grow as an entrepreneur, learn and grow as a business. Not only you, also invest in your team, right? As you are growing, make sure your team members are also growing. If you are the only one growing, your team members are not growing, you will not be able to scale, right? You can grow, but you will not scale your business, right? And even the growth will be limited. All right. So we talk about this already, which is focus on production, on the products, distribution channel, and the value chain. And of course, business innovation comes from three things, which is how can we do things much more faster, much more cheaper, and much more better. All right. So that's that of everything I want to talk about today. Any questions so far?
Wow. This has been so engaging and very interesting, and I've really learned a lot. It's always a pleasure listening to you every other time. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for pouring out this wealth of wisdom on us. I really appreciate you. So if we have any questions, can we quickly ask? But someone asked the question in my session, and so I would like to ask the question because I don't know if that particular person is here. So the question is, how do we gain customer loyalty? How do we keep our customers coming back to patronize us over and over again?
Yeah, so I believe I mentioned this already. Business growth is about customer repeat purchase, and then word of mouth. That's the basic way by which a business will grow. And this will not happen until your customer are loyal to you. All right. So customer loyalty is a function of your customer experience and your customer satisfaction. Right? How do you serve your customer? Are they satisfied? Did you deliver the promise that your brand promises to your customer? For example, for me, as our brand is that we promise our clients that they will be empowered to achieve their potential. For example, after this training, did you feel you are empowered to go implement something in your business? Do you feel you're empowered to go change something in your business? If that is the case, then I believe if I have something tomorrow and then I say, oh, I have this, you will really want to look at it. All right. You want to look at that side that say, oh, yeah, I might want to come for that. I might want to buy that, something like that. So if also you are a caterer, do your people after people have eaten your food, can they be able to say, wow, this tastes like a taste I've never seen anywhere? This tastes unique to you. If it is not unique to you, if it is a taste they can get anywhere else, then you should know that you have lost that kind of customer. It won't come back to you because it knows that whatever I can get from restaurant A, I can get from you. So why do I have to come to you? Okay, when I can go to restaurant A, and God help you, restaurant A also has other ways of keeping a customer. For example, it gives discounts. Okay, and then you don't have such kind of things. Then they will have to go somewhere else. All right. But if your taste is unique to you, and you promise that you're going to deliver in 24 hours, so someone orders for food and then you are not delaying them to give them the food, you deliver the food to them on point. All right. So all of this we add up together to help your customer to be satisfied. Okay. So once your customer is satisfied, their experience will increase. So because customer experience is a totality of the interaction between of your customer with your brand. Okay, when your customer interacts with your brand, that is the experience they have, and satisfaction is one of it. Okay, so like I mentioned before, experience and satisfaction go hand in hand. Right. So if they are satisfied and their experience is better of you, they have a very good experience of you. It will linger in their memory and they will be loyal to you. Then if they are loyal to you, they will keep coming back and they will not even hesitate to mention you to their friends, family, and well wishers. All
That's
right, that's
very understood. That's very clear. Well understood. Thank you very much. Do we have any other questions? Do we have any other questions you want to ask Mr. Joshua?
you guys don't have questions.
No other
I have work
questions?
for you.
Okay, someone says, my question is, how do I get customers when I get into a new location without a physical store? I think will you attend to the question, or is that part of what we're going to be talking about tomorrow?
Yes, part of what we'll be talking about tomorrow. So this is about marketing. All right. So first your product, like I mentioned, if you want to start a business, okay, your there's no business without a customer, right? So if you don't have a customer, you don't have a business. So the first thing you should be sure of before starting a business is that there are customers, that are people who are
Mm-hmm.
willing to buy, they are willing to pay for this product. Then and if you know there is a demand for that product, then the next thing, of course, is to segment your customer. Who are the ideal customer? You should have an ideal customer. How do they look like? What is their income level? What do they, how do they buy? How do they purchase from people or businesses like my own? So you should know, at least have some information about that. Then that will inform how you market to them. So if you meet them, okay, of course, and you meet this kind of people everywhere you go to, you'll meet this kind of people, in your church, they're in your church, they're in your place of work, depending on what you are selling. But whatever it is you are selling, I believe the people who are your ideal customer will be around you. So start with your word of mouth. Okay, start with the people around you first. Make sure you pitch your business to them, and if it is the offering, what you are offering actually solve a problem, you won't have to wait too long to get your first customer, to get you know all those people that will pay for your product. So that's it. That's how to get your customer. No, first is the product you are actually offering. uh, have you been able to find out that there is a demand for it? If there's a demand for it, then good for you. Then who are these people who actually demand for this good? How do they look like? These are the ideal customers. Then, of course, if you know those who buy the product, where they live, where they reside, where they go to, what their behaviors are, then it's easier for you to locate them and to be able to pitch to them. And of course, my recommendation is to start with the ones you can see first. And of course, if you want to go online, you know how to reach out to them online also. So of course, to get a customer is about marketing.
Okay. Can I add to this, please?
Yes.
You could decide to join communities, associations in that new environment. And in doing so, find out who is the ringleader. When there's a leader in a new environment that you are in, offer that service to the ringleader for free. Tell him, this is what I do. This is a sample. Let this person buy into this thing you're doing. Even if he or she doesn't need it, he or she will give you the platform. He or she will give you the ground to advertise you amongst the other people, amongst the group of people. So in your area of business, if you're into consulting, like we are now, if there's a group of, let's say, association of consultants, be part of that association of consultants. If there's a group of bakers, be part of that group of bakers, because by leveraging on their networks, you will now grow your own network. Everybody who is a baker is not doing the same thing. Somebody might just be focused on pastry, and you are focused on cake, and wedding cakes and all that. So when they now need wedding cake, it's someone who is just doing pastry will come and look for you and say, my customer wants pastry along with wedding cake. So produce the wedding cake, I will produce the pastry. And like he mentioned, while he was talking to us, most times it's always what's in it for me. So you should even be able to walk up to people and say, this is what I do. I know that you have influence. I know that you have a good network. Introduce me to your network. For everyone that patronizes me, I'll give you XYZ amount. So learn to build relationships, learn to leverage on other people's networks. If you wait to build your own network, you might, like our facilitator has been saying, don't leave money on the table. If you're waiting to when you build your own network, that is exactly what you'll be doing. So capitalize on groups, on crowds, on joining, associations, cooperatives, and any trade centers around you, even in that new environment. Learn to be friendly. As an entrepreneur, one of the most important things you need to have is relational capital, like I mentioned in the first day. If you don't have a good relationship, there are so many things that will keep passing you by. So that's also one way that you can get customers. Okay, so another person has a question and says, my question is, can I manage the customers that buy credit? And when you ask about money, it will be a big problem.
Yes. Well, the straight up answer will be those are not your ID customers. Stop selling to them. Because if they can't pay, like I mentioned, what is demand? Demand is people who are willing and able to buy your
Able
product,
to pay.
right? So if they buy on credit and they are not going to pay you, and if you ask them for money, it's going to be a fight. You don't have business transacting with them. Let them go to other people to go and buy. Don't keep accommodating those kind of people. They will ruin your business for you, right? So you are the one in charge. You are the one who you need to take charge of your business, and don't allow people like this to ruin your business. Of course, you can sell it, well, depending on your policy. But selling on credit is okay. But now, after you sold on credit, they don't want to pay you. That's not your customer. That's just the simple truth. All right. It means you need to look for other ways of getting more people to patronize you. So just look for other people to patronize you. And for this kind of people, stop selling to them. And if you know, probably you can't avoid not to sell to them, okay, then reduce the rate at which you sell to them gradually. If you can't do it at once, like I'm not selling to you again, reduce the way you sell to them. And of course, you know that as you're selling to them, you know, which I don't advise because this is your business and you need every kobo counts to whatever it is that you are doing to your goal that you want to achieve. So you can't just be doing, you're not a Father Christmas trying to please people with your business. All right. You're not pleasing people. You want to serve your customer, but your customer also has their obligation. So if you're not fulfilling their obligation to you, then there's no point in you fulfilling your obligation to them as a business. Exactly.
All right. So if there are no more questions, we'll take the question or the assignment from Mr. Joshua.
Yeah, so this is the assignment. I'm not sure why. So this is the assignment, and I just want you to go ahead in your own business and look for a way to go back to the slide. Oh, okay. Probably I would like if you have not taken the picture. Okay, let me go back to that first of all, so that if you have not taken the picture of this, you can take the picture as an example. Okay, take the picture of this as an example if you have not. All right, take the picture and then use this template, all right, to do your own in terms of product, in terms of distribution, in terms of value chain. And then how can you be much more cheaper? How can you be much more faster? How can you be do your business better? All right. In terms of product, how can your product be better? How can your distribution channel be better? How can your value chain be better? Then start implementing from each of the contracts, okay, from the first box to the last one. Whichever one you want to pick first, implement at least one, okay, this month in your business and see if you will have something to, celebrate or not. That's the assignment. But if you can do, the implementation is later on, but for tomorrow, I would like to have you guys do this, and I will ask tomorrow.